Good afternoon. Today I'm going to cover the government's blindsided way of ignoring history. One of the forts that's name is being changed touches me very deeply. I am from great grandparents that both fought in the Civil War. One was in Massachusetts in the infantry, came from Constituent and died in Washington, D.C. My other great-great-grandfather was the band leader for the Atlanta Volunteers. That means that he went everywhere playing a band. But he was an honorable man, and I'm not going to judge the person from 150 years ago, because I would not want to be judged myself. The problem is that once again, if you remove history, you remove history so it will be repeated. If you don't want it to be repeated, you need to leave it available. The average American doesn't even know what the Civil War was. The Civil War was a war between the states. It was actually between the North and the South. Everything on the Mason-Dixon line basically was fighting against everybody north of it. So when some states decided to secede from the Union, that means they discontinued to be part of the United States. Once they claimed that they were not part of the United States, the North, that was part of the United States, took upon itself to attack the South. Now, that means that our government said, no, we are not going to allow you, anybody in the South, to do what we did in 1776. Now it's 90 years later, and we want you to stay in the United States. That is basically what happened. The North attacked South Carolina, and from that point on, we went into war. The South did not attack the North. The North attacked the South. Never forget that one little piece of information. Fort Benning is in Georgia, and I had the joy of being in Fort Devon a few times while I was in the service myself. Now, I had never been told this, and I don't know why, but when I went there, it seemed to me there were so many buildings that had the name Chase on it. Now, that was my main name, Chase. And I mean, what are all these names? And so I talked to my father, and I said, it was like going to old home days. There was like the Chase name was on every building. And he goes, oh, yes, my great-great-grandfather was the founding member of the military band at Fort Benning, Georgia. Now, I'm not saying he was an angel. His name was George Chase, and he was under General Benning. But remember, he was a band leader. That means he carried a baton, not a gun. And I consider changing the name and naming it after Lieutenant General Hal and Julia Moore is just not right. He should be remembered. Good or bad, he should be remembered. Just from my personal point of view. Thank you.